Transcription begins in the inside of the nucleus of a cell. DNA helicase splits the DNA strand into two. RNA polymerase then reads the DNA strand letter by letter and creates something called mRNA, or messenger RNA. DNA nucleotide pairs, adenine, guanine, thymine, and cytosine, pair with mRNA nucleotide base pairs in uracil. mRNA then transfers outside of the cell to meet a ribosome and begin translation. After transcription, the mRNA then moves outside of the cell to perform translation. The mRNA is read by a ribosome in step 1. In step 2, based on the codon of the mRNA, a matching anticodon on tRNA or transfer RNA carries the matching amino acid to form a chain. During step 3, the codon AUG usually brings the amino acid methionine, which starts the polypeptide chain. In step 4, once the entire chain of mRNA is read, peptide bonds bond the amino acids together to form a polypeptide protein.
PBS page is separation of different proteins based on only their molecular weight. It works by using gel like a filter, which allows smaller proteins to travel through quicker, while the bigger ones travel through slower, which separates them. It can be used to help identify important molecules in biomed by testing DNA at the scene of the crime and comparing and contrasting DNA. The steps involved are combining proteins with SDS and heat, pouring and setting the gel, adding proteins and markers to the gel, using electricity to move the proteins, coloring the gel to see the proteins, and comparing bands to see protein sizes.
We think Anna Garcia's cause of death was the pills she took. In the timeline, it shows she took pills an hour before she was in the lab because of the bump on her head. The pills she took could have been mislabeled, or she could have even overdosed. These pills could have made her throw up, which would have proved that the throw up on the floor and then eventually made her pass out. When she was passing out, she would have hit her head on the chair, which could have caused the blood on the floor, table, and chair.
One very important piece of evidence for Anna Garcia's case was that Dr. Opel would not give up her blood for medical examination. This falls under the law of HIPAA, or the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. This is a federal law that protects the privacy and security of health information. HIPAA gives everyone the right to access your medical records and to keep your information private. Generally, only you or a personal representative can access medical records. However, there are some exceptions. These exceptions include other healthcare providers. These people can access your records when needed for treatment or payment, or if you give them permission. Other insurance companies can access your records to pay for your health care. Public health agencies can access your records to protect the public's health. Law enforcement agencies can access your records, sometimes even without your permission. Attorneys can access your records with your permission if they needed to build a case, such as Anna Garcia's. Family, relatives, and friends can also access your records with your given permission. Then, nonprofit and charitable organizations can access aggregated data for fundraising. After Anna hit her head, there was blood on the floor, chair, and table. We did a blood test to prove that the blood on the table and the floor was in fact Anna Garcia's. When she was passing out, she would have hit her head on the chair, which could have caused the blood on the floor, table, and chair. As you can see, the pills Anna Garcia took could have been mislabeled, or she could have even overdosed. She took these pills at 8 p.m. the day before she passed away. The pills could have made her throw up, which would prove the throw up on the floor of the crime scene, then eventually made her pass out.